This piece of land allows us to grow row after row of corn, cotton, and soybeans. That's why, as a farm family of Mississippi, we do our best to take care of this land. Water conservation, improvements in soil health, and reducing our carbon footprint, all to grow the best products we can. It's just how we do things around here, providing for our family and yours, the farm families of Mississippi.
It was a tough ball game against a very good club. Things didn't go our way early. I was proud of the way they persevered, kept pushing. Needed something to, ignite us, and quite a few guys did that. And I was really proud of them because it's like I told them, I didn't see anybody shying away. Guys that had made an error, they were right back on that horse, and that's what winners do. Questions?
We'll start with Corey.
Yeah, the 2 home runs you hit in the 6th inning were both on 0-2 pitches. I guess just probably not the pitches that pitcher wanted to make, but the approach that both Logan and Elijah had there to stay on it and take good swings with an 0-2 count.
Yeah, you've got to be ready. There's a lot of that happening these days in baseball. They're trying to save pitch counts and feel like they got you on the ropes, and the batting averages are crazy low with, an 0-2 count and 1-2 count. But both guys were ready and didn't let it sneak past. And bear with me, guys. I woke up with a head cold, and so did some of our players. So if I start getting a coughing attack, bear with.
Aria?
Hey, Mead, hope you feel better first off. But second off, to have the way Parker kind of hung in there for you, 2-0. I know that's kind of been who he has been all season long, but to have that kid on the mound and kind of just lead the charge, what was that like to watch?
Well, he's the epitome of everything that you want in a student athlete. And, the competitiveness, things not going his way. They got some, balls off the end of the bat, a couple of jam shots. We made a few errors, and what does he do? Give us 6 and keeps us in the ball game and gives us a chance. And he's a throwback. And that's a good thing.
Brett? It seemed like in the second time through the order that you guys are putting some good swings together. Did you just feel like it was sort of a matter of time for the ball to start dropping or going over the fence for you guys?
Yeah, you got a guy that's got, Stanley's got a lot of ride to the fastball, and you got to really fight to stay on top of it. And, it takes some time, and you just can't throw in the towel and after 3-4 innings and say we're done. And, we need something to ignite us. And obviously we got that, and we played good defense the rest of the way. And like I told him, that was exactly the type of game that we needed, because there's going to be other situations you run into where things aren't going your way. You got to keep pushing.
Aslan?
I know you were scratching and clawing throughout the game to always get an opportunity, but when Tyler's ball falls in the outfield and they drop it, did you feel like that was a moment that you would be able to capitalize on, and how fulfilling was it to see some runs come across in that moment?
Anytime our 2 through 5 are coming up with a runner on base, that is, heartwarming, if you will. We feel like we're going to get production. Greeny had some good swings. Dill had some good swings. We're just going to, keep doing our thing. It may not look pretty, but we've got a bunch of winners.
Kurt?
Parker's probably been waiting 2 years for this moment of getting to kind of throw in a regional like this, not get to do it last year. I mean, just what is it about it? How do you kind of put into words? It seems like time and time again, when the pressure is on, be it a high pressure, high leverage situation, something like that, it seems like that's when he shines his brightest.
Yeah, he does. And all these guys, it's mentally taking a toll on them for having something you've done all your life taken away from you. And, getting that drive back and that work ethic and all the stuff that's necessary to, to have a successful season. And, they've done it. They've bought in, and, again, it hasn't always been clean and pretty, but we're still around. And I'll go to, battle with them anytime. It's a special group.
Back to Brett.
You touched on Jackson a little bit, but it seems like every time he put the ball in play today, it was hard hit. Just how important is it to get those quality at bats from that 9 hole and setting up the top of your order?
Yeah, it starts putting pitches in his arm, and there was a couple ABs that we didn't get anything to show for it, but Nico had one, and stuff like that goes a long way, and it gives you when guys are from the windup, they're different for the most part. They have better velocities from the windup, and their stuff's better because they do it more often than they do from the set. So anytime you can get the guy in the set, you got to like your chances. Walks and hit by pitches and little things, they all factor in and help you.
Arya?
And you got a couple of good options available for tomorrow night with Bryce and with Connor. Any idea who you guys might toss out there tomorrow night?
And we got to take a look at it. We're one game at a time, and see what gives us the best chance. We feel like gives us the best chance. The guys know it. It's next man up. It's nothing personal. It's just what we feel like gives us the best chance to win. So it'll be one of those two, but we haven't decided yet.
Back to Aslan.
Meet that one guy with 2,029 career wins was in the stands. Is that the first time he's seen you as the head coach of Florida State? And just how fulfilling is it to get that win in front of him? And you also have a better winning percentage now in the postseason than your old man. Congrats.
Yeah. He don't trust me. He doesn't come to watch me coach. He comes to watch his boys that, he's got a lot of love for, and his grandson. And, Meemaw would leave him if he didn't. So I don't think he really has a choice, but it's always good to have him around. Guys enjoy seeing him, and it's good for him as well. But he is, on the second guest team these days. So he said something the other night that was pretty funny. He's like, yeah, I always wondered why there were so many of them and how they were, constantly second guessing. He's like, I realize it now. It's fun. So I get to hear that.
We'll go back to Kurt.
It started with Parker and the jams he was able to give, and the bullpen obviously escaped some jams too. I think in 6 of the last 8 innings, they had a runner in scoring position. They didn't score in any of those. You've been here so many times as an assistant coach. Just how important is, that intangible clutch pitching this time of year?
It's them buying in and, committing to the pitch, finish the pitch, but it's also the faith that they have in Jimmy and the pitch calling that he does. He's really good at it. And, there were some pitches that worked out. They kind of set the tone. And then you go flip the lineup again and you do something a little bit different. It can be a shock to the system. And that's what you're trying to do, is make them uncomfortable, those hitters.
We've got time for 2 more questions. We will go back to Corey.
Yeah, you probably didn't see it, but on the ball that the right fielder dropped, the Southern Miss pitcher was not real happy with the right fielder. Kind of screamed at him a few times. Some things similarly happened to your pitchers. Parker had a couple errors on him in the first inning. Jack, even in the 9th inning, that's a ball that Tyler probably should catch. What does it say, I guess, about them? You don't have to talk about the Southern Miss kid, not to scream down their teammates, but go right back and pitch well and forget about it and shrug it off and just make pitches.
And you'll hear them yelling, pick me up, whether it's pitchers on the bench, whether it's guys out in the field. It's a genuine, they enjoy each other. They enjoy being around each other. And, that genuine love goes a long way. And I can promise you'll never see our guys. They'll bark at each other if they feel there's a lack of effort, that's for sure, but not something along those lines.
Brett?
Obviously, Elijah's had some pretty far home runs this year, but for him to be able to sort of one-hand that ball over the fence, I guess just, how impressive is that? And how much of that is also the approach of being on the fastball and he's fooled, but he's still be able to do some damage with that pitch?
Yeah, he's when that swing plane's right, which obviously it was, he got fooled and he kept the barrel in the zone, and he's so strong that he doesn't need but one arm to hit the ball out. And, if he was looking for something different, then the swing wouldn't have looked like that. So I was proud of him for that, because he's got to be looking number one there and adjust off speed.
All right, Coach. Thank you. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Logan, obviously a big inning for you guys there. Just can you touch on what was being said in the dugout leading up to it, and just looking at that inning as a whole, because you homered, and then of course Elijah comes through as well.
We knew we had to start getting the bats going, and we knew we were getting to the top of the order. And like me said, that's it's a heartwarming feeling whenever T-Mark got that double, and I'm sure that that really got us going. That really made my AB coming up feel a lot more comfortable, because I knew what I could do in that situation.
Go to Aslan.
Logan, the game really couldn't have started off probably any worse for you guys, with a couple errors, a couple early runs for them. What did it say about you guys, your team, Parker, Just everybody to be able to kind of flush that and push forward and pull out a game like this.
Yeah. You got to have a short memory. You can't bring that into the next pitch, and because that could affect more errors, more runs. So we just got to be strong. We just got to let them know, hey, we got you on the next one, and move forward.
Brett?
How much fun is it hitting in front of a guy like Matt in the season he's having when you know teams are probably going to have to attack you because, they know the danger that Matt possesses in his bat?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a beast, really. I mean, Golden Spike, he could be doing it. And whenever I get out, I know whenever he's coming up, he's gonna be electric and make something happen. So I'm very confident in that situation.
We'll go to Kurt.
Parker has been in that Friday starter role the majority of the season until the last couple of weeks before this. I mean, I guess with how energetically and emotionally and passionately he plays the game and the success he has, how much do y'all just all feed off of him?
I mean, yeah, like what you just said. I mean, he's such a what do you call it? Just great. Whenever he's out there, I mean, he starts yelling and everything. That gets me going. That makes me want to just play harder. And yeah, whenever I made that error, I was just like, man, that really sucked. But I just let him know, hey, we got the next one. We're going to keep moving forward, and that's what we did.
We'll go back to Aslan.
Logan, Meat talked about how this team, he feels is special. There's a true sense of like brotherhood and love with all you guys on this team. How important is that sort of bond this time of year when we're talking about tournament baseball? I mean, it's very important. I mean, we can't be out there yelling at each other whenever we make mistakes. And, I mean, we're just so close. Even like in the dugout when we were down, we were just cracking a little joke every now and then just to get everyone going because, you can't play down and you just got to stay positive.
Brett?
There's only been a couple games this year where it seems like you guys really haven't been in it. Just how much of a luxury is it for you guys as hitters to know that even when you're struggling, your pitching staff's going to keep you in the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, I'm just glad we don't have to face them no more like we were in the fall because they were just unbelievable. And they're out there proving it right now. And it's very relaxing out there playing defense.
Parker, first off, congratulations on the win. The question I have for you is just that first inning, obviously not ideal for your team, a defense that's been reliable behind you, especially Logan and Jackson. What's going through your head in that first inning, and how are you as a pitcher trying to just kind of go through it, and what are you telling yourself for the rest of the start?
I mean, it's nothing new. I mean, those guys have made a million diving plays, nasty plays, whatever you want, throwing their bodies on the line to make plays for me. So, one error every now and then isn't going to kill me. And, just for the rest of the game, you got to give your team a chance at that point. I mean, you're down 2-0 the first inning. So my job is to, nothing else can score no matter what, no errors, hits, walks, runs. It's my job to fill up the zone and put up zeros for my offense so they can give us back the lead like they did. And it worked out tonight.
Kurt?
Parker, I'm sure you've been waiting a long time for a moment like this, getting to pitch in a regional. Obviously, after the start, I mean, when you're able to escape like that, just and bounce back and have the start you did, I mean, just how rewarding is that after kind of the extra year of waiting?
Yeah, I mean, it's what we train every year for. I mean, it's what we mentally prepare for, physically. I mean, everything that goes into our preparation is for those type of moments. And, we didn't start out the way we wanted, but, I live for those moments to a degree. So, big crowds and regional, my first one ever, it's a lot of fun. And, just being able to settle in and have that outing, it sets the tone for the weekend, and hopefully we can keep it rolling.
Chris?
Parker, when there's runners on base, do you change your approach, your mentality at all? Does it maybe pump you up even further when you know that the stack is kind of against you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I changed my approach or mentality at all. I still try and fill up the zone, attack as best I can. But I do flip a little switch, and I tell myself, all right, there's like settle in right here. These guys can't score. So it kind of triggers that little bulldog mode that we say every now and then when I come off the mound. But so I could guess you say getting a couple runners on base fires me up just a little bit more.
Brett?
Southern Miss guys were saying how well you were mixing your pitches when you got into those jams. Just how much of that has to do with the AA 3-4K you guys have to do, and how confident are you in throwing all your pitches at any moment?
Yeah, we practiced just like you said, AA 3-4K. We practice to throw at any pitch in any situation, and that comes a lot in our inner squads all fall and all beginning of the spring before we even play. And big credit to pitching coach Belly to keeping them off balance and just got to execute what he calls, and that'll generally give me a good outing. So great job to the whole staff.
Aslan?
Parker, did the staff tell you that you were going to start today, or did you tell them that you wanted to start game one in the NCAA tournament opener?
A little bit of both. I mean, they knew I wanted to start. There's not a day go by that I would pitch tomorrow if I physically could, but yeah, they told me, and I kind of was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to happen anyway. So it was a little bit of both.
Arya?
Parker, what's going through your mind as Logan Lacey leaves the ballpark there to get you guys right back in it?
Let's go. We're right back in it. You probably saw me skipping out of the dugout, yelling as loud as I could. I knew at that point I had one more inning, probably maybe an inning or two more to go. So that inning, I knew, it's a new ball game. Let's go win this thing now.
That's all the time we have with Parker. Parker, appreciate your time. Great game today.
Thank you, guys.